All right, go get it, nation. It is 3 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday, the 25th. And that can only mean one thing, right? Since you're joining us here today. And that means we are going to have yet another no holds barred, no safety net conversation with someone else in the know here on Ringside Live, on LinkedIn Live, on Facebook Live, and on YouTube Live. And we are simulcasting on Clubhouse. Now, my guest today, let me back that up a second. As a tradition on Ringside, we make it a point to bring in specialists. When we are talking about live streaming, we brought in Danny Colella. When we're talking about what's it take to work with an agent, we bring in Nate Zeitz from CESD. When we're talking about what's it take to stay in shape and to work your ass off, we bring in Jonathan Coleman from Improve Athletics, and so on and so forth. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing in yet another expert. We are bringing in a man with a specific set of skills to help solve the riddle, solve the enigma, solve the puzzle that is LinkedIn that we love so much. Go get it, nation. Allow me to introduce to you my friend and the founder of 6-3 Media. He's a LinkedIn social selling specialist, my friend Dan the Man Mott.
Woo! We need we need those talk tracks or the audio buttons to get like some claps in the background.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, you deserve plenty of applause, man. I mean, you are definitely the authority when it comes to LinkedIn, and I was very excited that you are actually you are like tapping off the season finale of Ringside, because this will be our last Ringside episode for a few weeks as I take a little vacation and stay married for a while. So that'll be cool. So I appreciate you kind of hitting in the cleanup spot, and I know you're going to hit a home run for us today. Let me welcome a few of our viewers here watching here on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We got Steve Tardio in the house. What's up, Steve? We got Robert Jonathan is here. Bill Kernodle is here. And we also have Alan Winter is here. If you are joining us here live on Ringside, please make it a point to say hello in the comments. We will give you the requisite fist bump and shout outs. But in the meantime, and also remember, we are simulcasting on Clubhouse. You can just mute your microphone until after the show, where we can do the Q&A for the Running Your Business post-game show. So let me ask you a question here, Dan. The first thing is I often talk about on LinkedIn, it's very important to not solely seek out people on the platform. And the reason why I brought that up is, and I want you to be able to expand upon that a little bit, but we're not sitting here today if you and I didn't walk that walk. 100%. We don't just talk that talk. We walked it, because I didn't know you and you didn't know me. But shit, we connected on LinkedIn and we did a little virtual coffee, and then boom, and then we're buds, and all good things are happening here. So tell me why it is so important to get out of your bubble on LinkedIn.
Because it pisses LinkedIn off. That's why you should do it. No, it's funny, man. I mean, like, LinkedIn will say this, right? Like, they only want you to connect with people that you actually know. And like, for the longest time, this used to drive me crazy. This would piss me off. Like, I'm here to network with people. I'm here to get to know people. And I've had to kind of like, and I think too, it's just, they're trying to shut down on all of the automation. They're trying to shut down on all the spammy sales tactics, right? Like the new limitations coming out that you're only allowed to connect with 100, you're only allowed to send 100 connection requests per week. So like, these things are coming for a reason. It's to make LinkedIn a better experience. And I think they push the bar too far, right? Where they're saying you should only connect with people that you know. And that's 100% wrong. LinkedIn is a networking tool. It's 100% like you said, we wouldn't know each other. I wouldn't know half the people I know or more, because I've met them on LinkedIn. I've met all of my clients or at least have kept in touch with them over the years on LinkedIn. all of my partners, all of my business opportunities, the people that work for me, every single one of them on LinkedIn, man. And if I wasn't out there, if I wasn't networking, if I wasn't getting to know people, none of that would happen. My business would have failed, and I would have been back to looking for a job, which I quit because I hated working for someone else in the first place. So
amen to that.
Yeah, you got to put yourself out there. You got to get to know people, and LinkedIn is just one of the freaking best places to do it, man.
Hell yeah, man. Let me welcome a few other people who have jumped on here. Scott is listening in on Clubhouse. Thank you, Scott. If you can just mute your microphone until after the live stream is over, and then we'll hang out during the post-game show. We've got Paul Green Dennis is here. David Inahosa. Elaine Disson is here, my better half, who just flew to Philadelphia. She's happened to catch the show. How you doing there, hot stuff? Thank you for joining us.
We were just talking about you.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. And how much I enjoy and want to stay married to you. So hence why we're going on vacation soon. But and let me remind everyone who is watching right now on the live stream, if you need help with LinkedIn, if you have questions about how to use what I like to call the Swiss Army knife of social media platforms, because it does so many different things well, you need to serve these questions up to Dan, because he's going to be able to give you a straight answer, and you're going to be able to leave this live stream with information that's going to help you run your business. So get those questions fired up, throw them in the comments, and we'll tee them up and give them to Dan, and he'll hook us up with some great information. Now, I have to ask first is how did you get from using the platform to being a champion of the platform and saying, hey, I'm a LinkedIn expert. I can give you advice on how to use that. Walk us through that progression.
Yeah, definitely. So I come from, I've spent my entire career jumping back and forth in the corporate world from B2B sales and marketing. Started off in sales, moved over to marketing, back to sales, doing both at the same time. About 2 years ago, I got fed up with my job. I didn't like it. I was being pushed into a role I didn't want. I knew I'd always wanted to work for myself. So I had enough money saved up, and I was kind of in a toxic work environment where I was just like, it's time to get out. So it was that little bit of a push I needed. And then I was sitting in this office right here, and I was like, well, I got to find clients. What the hell am I going to do? And that was literally the seed for it, right? I came from a director of marketing role. I had a team behind me. We were on every social channel. We were creating content in all sorts of formats. We were trying to be everywhere, every place, like serving everyone, right? And it was just, I knew that me being by myself, I had to do accounting, I had to do client acquisition, I had to do client work. There was so much I needed to do, and I only have so many hours in the day. So I was like, I need to be targeted. I need to be laser focused. Otherwise I'm going to fail. And I'd been on LinkedIn for a while, kind of getting a little bit more serious about it, but I never really kind of put 100% into it. Right. I experimented, I tested, I hired a coach myself. I learned, use that to learn the ropes. And it's, to this day, like I was much more in the beginning offering like generic marketing services, right? And I was using LinkedIn to grow my own business, and it was 98% of my funnel. All of my top of funnel growth, awareness, all of my being able to nurture relationships. It literally, LinkedIn is awesome because it covers the entire sales and marketing funnel, like unlike most tools can do. And I was just doing it. And it just got to the point where I was like, I love this tool so much. I love networking with people. And it was a lot, like they always say niche down, right? Like, and I was just like, you know what? I know I spend so much time on LinkedIn. I know so much about LinkedIn. It's literally all I care about and do. So it made sense for me to just pivot and just offer that as my services, have it be my main focus, because not only could I help other people do it, but it was just helping me reinforce everything I was doing myself. So
you have an entire business devoted to guiding, teaching people how to perform on the platform.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it starts with coaching and consulting, depending on who I'm working with, teams, individuals, always in the B2B space. And then, I'm to the point where I'm starting to develop courses now. We just had our first kid. And I was just like, I came back really soon, and I was just like, shit, for the next couple kids, I want to be able to take more time off. I need more of a passive income stream. Makes more sense for me to be able to help people while I'm not around. Some people just like to learn their own way, do it yourself. I'm in the process of developing these courses. I also found an opportunity where I was just like, hey, there's a really cool way that we should be analyzing engagement on LinkedIn and can be able to use that to our advantage. So now I'm even building a tool for it. Like I'm literally all in on LinkedIn, 100%.
I love it. You are the Liam Neeson of the LinkedIn world, my friend. It's amazing.
I will find you.
That's right, and I will send you a connection request. So look, we're obviously broadcasting on LinkedIn Live right now, in addition to Facebook and YouTube. But so folks are watching us on the LinkedIn platform. Ronald Hunt is watching us on the LinkedIn platform. John Grimes, Robert Jonathan, Paul Green Dennis, Alan Winter. They're all watching us on LinkedIn, and those are just the folks who have jumped into the comments. What would you say is the number one mistake people make on their LinkedIn profile?
On developing their profile, writing it out?
Yep.
Speaking to the wrong people. One of the most foundational skills that I always teach is truly understanding your target market, knowing who your ICP is, your ideal customer persona. And you have to know them to be able to speak to them. So if you don't put in that work, if you don't know who you're trying to talk to, the message that you convey is not going to be clear. If you try to be something for everyone, you're going to be no one for everyone. So on your profile, you need to first take that first step, truly understand your ideal client. Go through, make your assumptions about them, then go talk to them, ask them those questions, try and figure out what's true, what's not. Literally, like if you need to understand, like how many employees do they have? What are their typical role? Like go ask those questions, find out, go to the source and get that information. Once you have that, then you can use then you can update your profile to make sure everything is speaking directly to them. You want to be clear. You want to be precise. You want them to, within 3 seconds, 5 seconds, be able to look at your profile. Your tagline is right at the top. Your background image, all those things right there are front and center. If they can't gather what you do and how you can help them within that amount of time, they're gone. So you need to be very crisp and clear. And that always comes back to understanding who you're working with, who you're selling to, and how you can help them.
Love that, man. Let me remind everyone, fire up your LinkedIn questions, your LinkedIn specific questions for Dan. I mean, I'm certainly going to be asking him some questions that I like to think I know the answers to, but I always want to hear Dan's perspective, because he could certainly maybe pick out some things that I can improve on too, because I'm always trying to get better at it. How much time do you spend on LinkedIn for you every day?
Oh shit, I stopped trying to count it, man. I used to block out hours, right? Where like I'm very structured like time blocks based on what activities I'm trying to do. And that evolves with my business, it's different. Like a lot of times it'll be, the same thing day to day, but then, the beginning of my business, those strategies, what I was trying to implement was very different than what I'm doing today. So if you're really just getting started, getting good at content takes a while, right? Like it takes practice. You need to like do all those things. What I recommend doing is start with prospecting. So it's like, if you're going to prospect every single day, dedicate, even if it's 20 minutes, a half hour, an hour, if you've got it. If you're a sales rep, that should be like 5-6 hours a day, just prospecting. Block out hours, put it on your calendar. I am probably officially time blocking about an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. But in between all of my other stuff, I'm constantly on my phone. I'd say like my time blocked hours are on my laptop, but I'm literally like on my cell phone at the same time as I'm on my computer. I'll take my lunch break and I'll quickly like just reply to someone. So I don't know. I mean, call it like, on a light day, it's probably like 2 hours. On a heavy day, it could be 6 hours. So
it's literally like a part of the fiber of your entire business day is staying connected to LinkedIn and either sending or responding to DMs, connecting to new people, engaging on posts.
Yep.
You just weave it in throughout your day.
Yeah, that's a big one. Because I mean, if you're like, I can DM people, I can get a response to them. But like if they're not interested today, then what's going to keep them coming back? Content. If I am, if I'm just pushing out content and not talking to people, not engaging people in comments, then no one's ever going to see it. Right. So like I've put out a poll before this and I've made commented if I had a gun to my head and I had to choose for the rest of my life, if I could only ever post content and I could only just post content, right? Like, or if I could only go out there and engage on other people's content, that's what I would do. Is because like that, the human interaction is the thing that matters more than anything else, like on this platform.
So wait a second. I'm sorry to interrupt. Hang on.
Let's do it.
You just made a very compelling point, and I have a habit of stepping on my guests when they say something profound. You just said basically to save the world, if you had to make a choice between posting or engaging, you said you would be engaging.
Exactly. Because isn't that the whole reason that we post content in the first place? It's to start a conversation. It's to start a discussion. So if I had to choose, I would choose to engage on other people's posts. If they're posing up the questions, if they're giving me the opportunity to start a conversation with them, with their audience, I'm going to choose that 100%. Me posting my own content just helps me stay in front of those people that I'm getting eyeballs on from going to talk to other people. It helps me stay engaged. It helps me just queue up a way to start another conversation around a topic that I want to explore further.
So, all right, I want you to kind of break this down a little bit because I want to hear your vibe on this.
Yep.
Okay, so we're already acknowledging that engagement on LinkedIn is paramount.
Yes.
What are the effects of effectively engaging on LinkedIn? What can someone expect to have happen if you are doing that?
Let's put it this way. If you don't do that, nothing happens. So if you are engaging, everything happens. Where you say like, I want to find leads. I want more engagement on my posts. I want more followers, more connections, right? Like everything you want to do on the platform comes from engagement. So engage on other people's posts, put out your content, respond to every single person that is checking out your post, is commenting. If they're taking the time to leave a comment on your post, make sure you 100% get back to them. I mean, for the same reason, right? Like we're all hanging out here. You've got all your live channels going, and you are literally calling out very specific people who are in the chat right now, right? Like that is the name of the game. It's engagement. It's trying to get people to be a part of the conversation, right? Like me and Corey sitting up here just shooting the shit together, right? Like from my side, I don't get to see any of the comments, so it's just the two of us. But when everyone in the audience starts, like participating in the conversation, asking questions, getting involved, following up afterwards, DMing me, asking me your questions, right? Like that's what it's all about, is that human interaction, that engagement, that networking that takes place by just raising your hand, being a part of the conversation.
Well, speaking of singling some people out, let me do a little bit more of that, because that's what the show's all about. It's about bringing in Go Get It Nation as we're all participating and engaging here. Chesney Clare, thank you. I know this is very informative. I thank you for watching and commenting. Nicole, thank you. Deb DeVries, what's up? Yes, engagement is number one over content. So back to that for a second, just to put, I always like to say, to put a big, nice bow on what you just said. If you are concentrating on engaging and you're doing it frequently and you're doing it consistently, you can expect more people to engage with you. You can expect to develop more leads. You can expect to get that much closer to a new client. What am I missing?
I think that's it, right? That's what it's all about, is just, like getting back to people. I think that if you're out there having the conversations with people, like, let me put it this way, right? I can go out there and I can post something and might start a conversation with someone. I get a post. What I'll try and do is I'll go in and I like to play this game with people, right? Like, some people will post on my, or someone will comment on my post. I try and get them to then respond to my comment, and I see how many times we can engage back and forth, right? Because otherwise, like, you go in, you see someone's post and you're like, you write great post. And you see this all the time. That's not really truly engaging. Go participate in the conversation, like ask questions, reiterate points, provide your own perspective, right? Like, people's opinions are what drives engagement. So when I do is I play this game, and I'll put out a post, someone comments on it. I want to dive deeper into that. I treat their comment on my post like it's their own post, right? Like I'm going to go in and I'm going to try and engage further. It's always about but trying to get deeper into conversation, trying to get someone to respond is the name of the game.
So I love how you put it that way, and what that's going to turn into for Go Get It Nation, because I always like to create some action out of these great discussions that we have here on Ringside. So you heard what a LinkedIn expert does. You heard what someone who gets paid to teach people how to use LinkedIn does for his business. And I pose that challenge to you, LinkedIn community, Go Get It Nation. If you're, here on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, or Clubhouse, is I want you to try that same challenge that Dan does when you comment. Go beyond the nice job or great or that sounds nice. That's all fluff. Say something specific, ask a question, and see how long you can keep that other person going. Make it into a text conversation.
Yep.
Precisely, right?
Some of my best posts come from comments on other people's posts. So someone will post something, right? And I'll be like, this is awesome. I want to comment on it. I'll drop a comment and it'll be like 2-3 sentences, sometimes longer. Sometimes it'll be just like, I can just write one sentence or one word here. But a lot of times what I'll do is I'll write those 2-3 sentences and then that gives me an idea. And I'm like, oh shit, that's a great point. And this person really gave me an awesome idea. And now I want to turn this into my own post. I literally on my phone will screenshot it, email it to myself, go edit to my tracker. The next day when I log in, I'm creating content. I'm going to go grab that and I'm going to turn those 2-3 sentences into a longer post. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, like Corey, if that was on your post, right? Like I'm going to be like, thanks for the inspiration, Corey, right? Like now you're then restarting the conversation, getting you engaged. You're now coming in, participating in the conversation that you started yesterday, right? Like you're already queued up and ready to go. You already have your responses. It's just like you want to there's already conversations happening on the platform. Don't think that you need to start something from scratch. Go participate in the conversations that are already happening and just be a part of it, right? Like don't like you're not in a silo. Don't think of yourself behind the computer screen. Literally, we're all at this amazing networking event that happens every single day, 24/7, 365, never stops, right? Like we're at this party and it's called LinkedIn and there are millions of people here. Like go out and get to know people, just hang out,
you
enjoy,
just
have fun.
You just did it again. Wait a minute. You just said LinkedIn is like a networking party. You mean it's not just like a regular old social media bulletin board like some of these other places?
No, it's not. And too, like a lot of people will say, right? Like, okay, I say LinkedIn is my sales and marketing funnel. It is not a sales tool. It is not a marketing tool. Yes, you can use it. There are certainly a lot of similarities there. LinkedIn is a networking tool. Like, don't just go after your prospects. Again, I found all my clients there, or stayed in touch with them, my partners, my employees, my friends, right? Like go get to know people. Like it's just, there's so much of a ripple effect that happens just by networking with people. You don't know who's going to see like on the other side. You don't know what's happening. There's so many unknowns. You don't know what that's going to lead to. I've had people reach out to me. They've been like, I've been following you for 6 months. I'm like, I've never seen your name before. Right? Like there's so much that's unknown. If you go out there, you put yourself out there and you keep doing it, you're consistent about it. You show up, you put in the work, you try and get better at it. All the good things that you want to happen are going to happen.
And you even just touched on something else in our exchange. We were talking about, I said to you, what are all the benefits of engaging? And we can add another one to that list you can help defeat the commonly asked question of, I don't know what to post.
Yep.
Because if you are engaging, it could turn out that in that correspondence, it could spark an idea for a future post of your own.
Yep.
So yet another reason to get neck deep in engagement on LinkedIn. This is wonderful. This is an epiphany. This is awesome. I'm so glad how you're articulating this because, it's, I pound a certain drum in a certain way. And now you're coming in, maybe you're strumming the guitar a little bit, right? And saying, this is how this LinkedIn tune sounds. And it's making a good little harmony here, but it's conveying a very important message that if you are not utilizing LinkedIn effectively, efficiently, repeatedly, you're selling yourself short. You got to drink the Kool-Aid, y'all. Let's go. I mean, John McBride, thank you, by the way, for engaging here with us. I know you're a little late, but that's okay. You'll get some stuff here on the replay. And thank you, Sebastian and Marcus and Scott, for hanging with us here on Clubhouse. We'll be doing the post-game show, running your voiceover business shortly. Any questions for Dan? You can obviously see he is a fountain of LinkedIn information. Feel free to pick his brain. And as maybe a question or two hopefully propagates up in the comment list, which I'll relay to you. In the meantime, for those who aren't going to ask a question today, but might have a question tomorrow or next week, or want to get to know you more, let us know. Tell me what you have going on. What's a good way for people to get in touch with you?
Right on LinkedIn. That's 100% where I am all the time. Follow me, connect with me. You can literally just message me and be like, Corey, right? Like, I'm going to know where we came from, why you're connecting with me. I'm going to accept your request. We're going to stay in touch. I post there Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends, always just my, whatever I'm learning, right? Like, I'm a perpetual student. I'm trying to learn just as much as you are. The moment that I think I know everything is the moment that I'm going to start failing, right? So, like, I'm trying to constantly learn more about this platform, try and share that knowledge, share my perspective on it, what I'm hearing from other people, the conversations that I'm having with I have a lot of friends who do literally the same exact thing as me, which is really funny, right? Like, in traditional business, like, you're like, people always kind of look at their competitors, like, negatively, like, these are my friends. They're doing the same thing. There's plenty of, like, we're in a very big ocean. There's a lot of opportunity for all of us, and we can learn things from each other. So,
and don't you have a cool email thing going on?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just starting that up. Check me out on LinkedIn. I put all of my best, all my tips, tricks, everything there. And now what I'm doing is I am using that as like my playground to see, who cares about this particular topic, who has these particular questions, taking all of my best content and putting it into email. I actually just launched today my email subscriber list. Once a week, I'll drop you in, I go through all my stuff and I say, what's the best, what resonates with people. I'm going to drop you my favorite, my best, my top LinkedIn tip every single week. And some snarky updates or comments or, just fun announcements, stuff that's going on. Like this week, I had it going, I was like, and that was actually one of the things I was like, oh shit, like I should have been like, oh, I'm going to be hanging out with Corey. Like, I need to put that in my email. And I was like, I should have started this last week.
Well, for the next episode.
Exactly. Yeah.
You'll do that, man. So listen, Go Get It Nation. You need to connect with Dan on LinkedIn, Dan Mott. For those of you not watching on the live stream, Dan Mott, check him out on LinkedIn. And you need to sign up for his, get on his subscriber list, because you're going to get free tips every week, you guys. He's going to it's going to show up in your inbox, and you're going to be able to operate LinkedIn a little better. And I'm telling you right now, Dan's got the Go Get It stamp of approval. We're bringing in an expert. Dan's an expert. It helps that he's a cool guy to boot. But, you're going to get good information. That's the whole point of this exercise, of this show, of this discussion. By the way, you got connection requests rolling in. They're starting. I see them in the comments there. So you'll be fielding those shortly. So, It's incumbent upon you guys to.
Ronald Hunt saw you on Corey. What's up?
There you go. It's incumbent upon you guys to take action and follow through. That's not some empty promise Dan has made. Hey, give me your email address and, I might send you something. No, he's launched a formal campaign where you are going to get some very valuable LinkedIn information. And isn't there something you have on the horizon that everyone should be looking forward to as well?
Yeah. So I'm also a lot of stuff happening right now. So I mentioned the course. I mentioned I did talk about the course, or was that me and you beforehand?
You need to mention that, and then you got something else even beyond that. We talked about the email list, and we talked about how you're putting stuff on actual LinkedIn, the platform itself. But there's the two other things too.
So if you're a do-it-yourselfer, if you like to learn on your own, like if you like to take your time, if you like to implement your own practices and stuff like that, I'm in the process of building out a course. It's actually two. I'm kind of giving you like the long scheme here. The first one is LinkedIn social selling. And then this is going to be more out in the future, but more of a LinkedIn mastery, kind of the whole inbound, outbound approach. Right now, I'm selling an extreme discount because I literally have nothing built. I am accepting pre-registration, so you can get in right now for literally a fifth of the price of what it's going to be once it's complete. It's going to tick up as I complete each chapter. I already have everything planned out. I just need to shoot the video. I'm waiting for my good laptop, so I'm not on crappy video like I am right now. And I'm also, someone did this not too long ago, and I thought it was an amazing idea for people who are selling courses. I'm also going to anyone who buys the course, I'm going to put into a raffle for a chance to win a free consultation with me. And I was like, that's freaking genius. That's amazing. Plus, it's just a great way for me to get to know people and then do my own more market research, right? Like practice what I preach. So that's the one thing. And then even more on the horizon, I think I hinted at it before, but again, I'm 100% all in on LinkedIn. So I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I'm creating these courses, and then I'm actually building a tool on the back end, right? Where there's such an opportunity to be able to understand engagement, to see who, like, for the marketers out there, if you're familiar with lead scoring, it's the same kind of premise behind that, right? Like, who's engaging on my posts? How often are they doing so? What level are they just liking my post? Are they commenting on my post? It's great for people to like get a pulse on their audience, on their followers, on their network, to understand, like who do I need to send some love to? Who do I need to reconnect with? Who haven't I talked to in a while? That's just been showing me love. I want to make sure I show love back to them. So it's all about engagement analytics on LinkedIn. We're just kind of like scraping the surface of what is possible. I haven't really seen anyone do anything like this on really any platform. And I was just like, LinkedIn's the place to do it. Let's make it happen. So we're building that in the back end now.
Well, Dan, I know that once you run that to the finish line, that is going to be epic. And I want to do everything I can to help drive traffic to that for you. May you sell many an app. May you get millions of subscribers on your email list and lots of folks signing up to your course, because you're doing a good service, a good deed by helping people navigate what is often a confusing platform for some, because they don't know how to dive in and get into the crust of the platform to really make it.
There's a lot to it. There's a lot there. Yeah.
A lot of work. And, I want to thank you for spending, 30 minutes went by just like that. It was amazing. And you dropped some awesome knowledge bombs here with us. I mean, you got a great response from the crowd. I'm going to be kind of sliding over to the left here to hang out with the folks on Clubhouse. I just wanted to thank you for being a part of the show, being a part of Go Get It Nation, and know that I'm rooting for you every day, brother.
Awesome. Right back at you, man. I appreciate you having me on here. I had a blast. I love talking. LinkedIn's my favorite thing. I love talking about it. So everyone in the comments, in the audience, if you have questions, connect with me, ask away. Literally, I mean, like, I can teach you everything I know without you ever having a conversation with me. Just check out my, like, on my daily posts. I give it all away for free. I'm trying to teach you what I know. Come ask questions. I'm always happy to give advice. Hop on a call. I love getting to know people. That's what it's all about. So any way I can help, let me know.
This guy is a good egg, people. I told you. You need to be connecting with him. And just, if you only did it because I told you so, that's enough. That's all you need to know. So get in touch with the LinkedIn man, Dan Mott. And thank you for being on the show, brother. I'm going to give you a big fist bump and a go get it. And I'm sure you and I will be talking again real soon. In the meantime, take care of that little girl, brother.
Oh, I will. I got to get back to her now.
Good luck, man. Thanks so much, Dan.
All right. Thanks. Catch up with you later.
All right. Stand by.